You know, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. We've battled around a lot of things as to what we want to do next. I mean, I know Kelly's got a couple of scripts that he's had in his mind for a long time. He would like to be brought up. I have ideas. I mean, it's hard to say. I think we're enjoying this.
Yeah.
We'd like to see it move forward and have the money to do something else that we really want to do.
Yeah, right now it's pretty much just enjoying the ride.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, because we showed in Australia at 2 a.m. Wisconsin time, and we show in London on the 2nd of May. So we don't know what that's going to bring us, and we don't have any feedback from Australia.
Not yet, right?
On how that show went yet. So we're kind of waiting to see how everything just kind of flows through and what's going to happen next.
Oh, but it might not be a documentary, it might be a film.
Oh, I hope it's not a documentary.
Well, you know, the thing is, though, with a documentary, I mean, how many times are our storylines changed? 5 times, at least?
It could be before it changed.
Yeah, well, yeah, the story kept changing. We thought it was going to be a lot more simple than it was.
Right. Our main story throughout most of the shooting was we were going to contrast them with Fangoria Radio. That was our big crux, and we had it all set up to where we were going to be able to shoot at Fangoria Radio and do interviews with Dee Snider, and like I said, Jim had worked on that for 6 months, getting everybody on board and everybody agreeing to do this, and they knew exactly what we were doing. And the night before the shoot, our other producer Natalie called up Tony Timpone. He said, "I'm not doing it. If it's about those guys, I'm not doing it." And we haven't heard from him since. Never returned an email.
We were wondering too, because they had said something about Fango on their show the day before, so we weren't sure if that had something to do with it.
It just happens that they called for his firing on the show the week before. I think the words were the douchebag needs to be fired.
Yeah.
So, that may have had something to do with it.
Any other questions before we go? Yes?
Who did your artwork on the poster?
Oh, yeah, that's
Phil
right.
Roberts.
Yeah, that's a killer poster.
Phil Roberts is a Hollywood artist who did the Bad News Bears, and it was available.
It's a classic, yeah.
They're not available yet at the moment. Actually, I do have ones that I could drop off somewhere, but yeah, he's done the Bad News Bears. He's done Detroit Rock City was his big one that he got a lot of, and once again, the brilliance of having great people helping you out on projects. Said, let's just call this guy up and see what he'll do, and he told Jim something like $30,000 or something, and by the end of the night, him and Jim were planning on having beers somewhere and trading a couple 6-packs for the artwork. It worked out.
I'm learning a lot.
We are the most independent of independent films.
What is this called? What was the budget?
We have Dale in the background, and that's the crew.
Yeah, pretty much.
We finally got a question.
How much did it cost? What you make this film? What did it cost?
Well, okay, so now I'm going to ask first. What do you think it cost?
What do I think it cost? Actually, I know. So I already asked this before, so I won't guess. But I don't know. What is it? $10,000? $20,000?
I don't want to knock the thing.
$100,000.
The film does look better. Your copy looks better than colors and stuff like that. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay,
No,
go ahead.
under 10. And that's with the artwork, which was 30% of our budget. But I mean, here's the thing. I mean, we accounted for every penny we had, and it was film related. We didn't, we were joking today, and I said, yeah, they were down there, beating the bush, and I was sitting in the hot tub with, $200 Cuban cigars, smoking expensive, but, just every penny we went, I trusted these guys, and they put it where it needed to be, and that's under $10,000.
We packed up a '77 Buick Park Avenue and drove 16 hours to Prestonsburg with camera equipment and shot. Our biggest expense was getting our other producer partner out of New York to Prestonsburg, which was a whole other story.
It was a flight. We got her. Where did we fly her into? I mean, this was interesting to us because Prestonsburg is so in the middle of nowhere. Transportation really sucked.
You can't get there.
So we had to fly our producer in from New York, but she still had to rent a car and drive 300 miles to get to Prestonsburg. So it was bizarre.
I think we have time for one last question. You really want to ask a
I was
question
just
here?
gonna say, in relation to the budget and all that, how about the Australia and Norway and all that? Did you go there, or did you?
No, those were all sent in by fans.
Okay.
One of the first
Sweet.
things we did was we told them, hey, let's send out some emails
Smart.
to your fans and stuff, and they sent them out. And actually, the first video we ever got was the guy at the very beginning.
Oh, my God.
It was just awesome. I mean, I think that might be our next project, just putting his raw. He was the first guy who
You knew you had to film that.
yeah, he sent us that tape in, and then the guy in Norway and Australia sent us their tape. So.
Fantastic. It's a good way. It's a good way to use the media, man.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Thank you all very much, and
Thank
make
you.
a movie.
Thank you.
Make a movie.
Thanks.